All right, so don't go crazy, but today I'm gonna show you guys how to make beef tongue. I know, it's a little nutty, but here it is. Here's the actual beef tongue. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim it from the fat. It doesn't have too much fat, it's mostly muscle, but there is some fat and you don't want the impurities coming out when you're gonna start cooking it. So pretty much get a sharp knife. Mostly some fatty parts on the bottom of the tongue. Put that there. So you can see all the fat that's coming off of it, so it's just a little grizzle. So you want to just trim it as much as you can. You don't have to get every single piece of fat off of it, but as much as you can, because you don't want the impurities and also the grizzle when you're actually eating it. Now, I did clean up the top, but there is two sides right here, which is actually little fatty parts. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make an incision, and I'm going to just cut those out for you. So you'll see, boom, just like this. And this is what I'm talking about right here. So it's two fatty pieces. So it's all a little fat. So we'll take that off, lift a little bit here. See if I can trim that guy off a little bit. Again, don't go too crazy. I need some fat to it, but if you can take as much fat as you can out of it, the better it's going to be for you. So you see, I'm just making incisions. Like so, and then just sticking my finger in there and just grabbing the actual fatty pieces and then just cutting it off. Okay, so just like so. So it's little chunky pieces like this. See, probably a little more right in the corner. Trim this little guy off. So there you go. So that's pretty much cleaned up beef tongue. It is pretty big. It's a little heavy, with about 2 pounds. And what we're going to do with this is actually put it in cold water with beef stock. I know a lot of people can do, you know, the vegetables, do onions, celery, carrots, things of that nature, or, you know, bouillon. For me, the bouillon, I think it just has too much impurities. It makes the water dirty and you have to clean it more. For me, has worked better has been the actual beef stock. So pretty much just boiling cold water, some beef stock, mix it around with a whisk, and then just throw your actual beef tongue in there. But for now, for TV purposes, we're gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna get a clean bowl. First, I'm gonna take my dirty gloves off. Get a clean cutting board. Put some new gloves on. You're gonna need the gloves, and the reason being there's a couple things with the beef tongue. It is gonna come out very hot because you gotta take the skin off of it. A lot of people do put the whole beef tongue in ice water, just so they don't burn the fingers when actually taking the skin off. For me, I just think it's take too much flavor away from it, dumping in the ice water. So what I did is actually put ice water on the side, just in case my fingers get too hot. I'm just gonna stick my fingers in there and then take it out, so that avoids actually watering down the flavor of the beef tongue. So, but because of TV networks and for your viewing preferences, I already have the beef tongue already cooked. So if you go in here, this is the beef tongue. Okay, so we'll put in this pan just to transfer so it doesn't drip everywhere. Now, again, I can touch it. I don't have that many feelings in my fingers anymore. It is kind of hot, so I am going to put my fingers in the ice water, and then I'm going to grab it, put it on the cutting board. This should just come out pretty easily. As you can see, there's a couple things you can do. You can actually make an incision to help you if you like. But you see how it actually just comes right off, just like so. And again, so this is when people actually put the whole tongue in the ice water, just so it helps them not burn their fingers off. But I think if this is pretty easy to come off, you don't need the actual ice water. Again, just stick your fingers in there and you don't have to, you know, get the tongue all watery. You get the bottom piece right here. See how it comes out very easily? Nothing really crazy. Again, you can also scrape the bottom with a knife if it helps. There you go. Alright, this one wants to get stuck, so I'm just gonna cut the guy off. Alright, little piece up here. And you want to get as much as off as you can. I don't think you want to eat that. Not very palatable. Alright, good enough. Alright, so this is the beef tongue. So again, this is one big muscle. It's all meat. It's all goodness. Obviously, if you cut the fat off of it, you notice that I did cut the two sides that I did earlier was cutting the fat off, and this is actually the result. So it's mostly meat. You don't get the little fatty grizzle on the side of it. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna cut this piece off. See how soft this is? Literally just breaks apart. All right, so I'm gonna start with the bottom. Start here. As you can see how easy it is to cut. Super tender, super smooth, and super flavorful. Now the beef stock, I think for me, does give it an excellent touch to the flavor purposes. Now you can serve this chunks, you can serve this in little pieces, however you like. You can do, you know, chop it up. I'm gonna actually cube it up a little bit for the purpose that I'm gonna do this for. You see how easy it is to cut, no real hassle. This piece of meat is actually will have a different little texture to it. As you notice, is more fatty, more tender. It's all tongue, so you can do however you can use it all in the same dish. Obviously tacos is a huge tongue product. You know, Taco Tuesday. So I'm gonna mix this up, and pretty much what I did one here is just take some roasted red pepper, some cilantro, throw it in there just to give it some depth to the actual tongue. And dump your chunk tongue in there. And then what I'm gonna do is obviously season it, salt, pepper. Some love, I call black pepper love. All right, so what I'm gonna add to this is actually this special sauce that I made. And what's inside the sauce is literally all it is. I threw this red bell pepper, half an onion, some cilantro, was not in the oven, that would put it after. But I did some garlic, some cocktail tomatoes, red bell pepper, and an onion. What I did is I roasted this at 400 degrees for like 15-20 minutes. Then I cooked that, and what I did was I added olive oil, salt, pepper in the blender. I blended it up, and this is your result. Oh, and cayenne pepper, if you want to add a little spice. I added a little kick, so I added cayenne pepper to mine. So I'm gonna throw this in there. Just give it some flavor. Put it on the side, and you're gonna mix this together. Smells so good. All right, look at that. So that's your beef tongue. Nice sauce, some roasted peppers, and you got some cilantro in there, salt and pepper. Now, for your viewing pleasure, I actually had some dishes pre-made. So, since today is Tuesday, we're gonna do Taco Tuesday. I'm gonna take some of this beef tongue, gonna put it right inside the tacos, just like so. Boom, look at that, that's money. Just like that. All right, so that's one dish, that's one way of doing it. The other thing that I'm doing here is actually tongue gyro. So I actually took some gyro bread, some french fries, some lettuce, and some tomatoes, and of course my homemade tzatziki that I made in the bottom, where actually you can get that at Eva's Pastries. I do make the home tzatziki in here. But we're gonna slather the tongue right over that. Oh, this looks so delicious. So delicious. Add a little more to that, yeah. Pile that on. All right, so that's gonna be your tongue gyro. And now, another dish. So the separate ways, I'm just giving you a couple of different ways how to make it. You can make it however you want. You can eat it by itself, but just give you different applications. Now what I did was actually just regular rice, and what I did is I used the actual stock that I cooked the tongue in to make the rice to give it some flavor. So we're gonna put this on the side, just smother it over it. Smells so delicious right now. Okay, now, if you saw my previous video, I made some Mexican street corn. Since I have it available for me, I'm just gonna add this to the dish just to give it a little more depth to the flavor. This is so good right now. There we go. All right, so clean this up. So there you go. So there's 3 applications. On the beef tongue, you have the rice with the Mexican street corn, you have the gyro, and you have tacos, because it's Taco Tuesday, of course. So there you go. So this is beef tongue. It's pretty easy, it's not hard to make. All it is just boiling, adding flavor to it, cooking it for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, enough to his fork tender. For me, it works about 2 to 2.5 hours. Other people do it for 3. I don't say to overcook it because it will get, you will overcook it. You don't want to do that. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and hopefully you try this at home and enjoy it. Good.